from survival mode into creation mode. And in that state, we are no longer chasing after the outcome. Instead, we are tuning into it energetically. We are drawing it to us. Everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, they all carry an electromagnetic frequency. The quantum field, this infinite field of possibilities, is constantly responding to those frequencies. When you are stressed, anxious, or doubtful, your body moves into a state of incoherence. Your brain and heart are out of alignment. You are producing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which keep you locked in the past or worrying about the future. You are literally sending a signal to the field that says, I don't have what I want. I don't believe it's coming. And so, because reality is simply reflecting your internal state, what happens? You stay stuck in the same patterns. But when you relax, when you trust, when you surrender, you change your frequency. Your brain waves slow down. You move from beta, that high anxiety state, into alpha, and eventually into theta. And when you're in these lower brainwave states, you are no longer operating from your analytical mind. You are stepping into the subconscious where real change happens. In this space, you are no longer trying to make something happen. You are simply being. And that's where the magic happens. Now, here's what I want you to really understand. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. If you are in lack, waiting for something outside of you to change so you can feel better, you're still operating from a limited, linear model of cause and effect. But the quantum model of reality says that if you can feel the emotions of your future now, if you can tune into the energy of abundance, of love, of joy, then your body and mind don't know the difference between that imagined future and your present reality. And the universe, this intelligent field, responds to who you are being. So when you relax and trust, you're telling the field, I already have it, I already am it, it's already done. And because you are no longer chasing after something, because you have become the vibrational match to it, it has no choice but to come to you. The first step is becoming aware of your thoughts. Are you constantly worrying about when something will happen? Are you stressing over how it will unfold? That's a clear sign you're living in survival mode. The key is to bring your awareness back to the now. Try this. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And as you exhale, feel yourself sinking into this moment. Right here, right now. When you are fully present, you are no longer in lack. You are simply being. Every single morning before you check your phone, before you engage with the outside world, take time to feel the reality you want to create. Not just think about it, feel it. If you're manifesting abundance, feel the gratitude as if it's already yours. If you're calling in love, feel the joy, the connection, the wholeness. If you're creating success, feel the confidence, the freedom. By doing this, you are reconditioning your body to believe in a new future. Now, here's the part most people struggle with. Once you've set the intention, once you've felt the emotion, you have to let it go. This doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you stop trying to control every step of the process. You move from force to flow. You trust that the universe is organizing things in ways you can't even comprehend. It's like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust that beneath the surface, something is happening. The universe is always giving you signs. But if you're too focused on when your manifestation will come, you might miss them. Maybe you start seeing repeating numbers. Maybe you have a conversation that gives you exactly the answer you needed. Maybe an opportunity presents itself in a way you never expected. These are all signs that the quantum field is responding to you. So when you notice them, acknowledge them, feel gratitude for them. They are proof that your energy is shifting. If you truly want to master this, make meditation a daily practice. When you meditate, you go beyond the analytical mind. You enter the realm of the subconscious. You step into the quantum field. And when you're in that space, when you're no longer attached to time, to identity, to the material world, that's when you become pure consciousness. That's when you are no longer separate from the thing you desire. You are it. And the moment you are it, it has to show up in your reality. What if right now you started acting as if you were already the best version of yourself? not hoping, not wishing, not waiting for something outside of you to change, but actually embodying the person you want to become. You see, most people think that change happens from the outside in. They believe that when they finally get the success, the money, the relationship, the health, then they'll start feeling confident, worthy, abundant, or happy. But the truth is, the universe doesn't work that way. The quantum model of reality tells us that we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. So, if you want to break through your limitations, overcome obstacles, and manifest what you desire, you have to start being that person now. You have to act as if you are already that version of yourself. Because when you do, you begin sending out a new electromagnetic signature into the field. And reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to match your new energy. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every action you take is wiring your brain in a certain way. Most people are thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and doing the same things every single day. And because of this, they are literally firing and wiring their brain into the same patterns over and over again. That's why when people try to change, it feels so hard. They're biologically addicted to the old version of themselves. Now here's the exciting part. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and an imagined one. This means that when you start acting as if you're already the person you want to become, your brain begins to rewire itself to match that new identity. You start forming new neural pathways, new emotional patterns, and new behaviors that align with your future self. And when your brain starts firing in new ways, guess what? Your body follows, your energy changes, your behaviors shift. And suddenly, the obstacles that once seemed so overwhelming start to dissolve because you are no longer the same person who created them in the first place. Every emotional state you experience sends out a frequency into the quantum field. If you feel stuck, doubtful, fearful, or insecure, you are literally broadcasting that energy out into the field, and the field, which is simply responding to your vibration, brings you more of the same. But when you step into the identity of your highest self, when you walk, talk, and think as if you already are the person who has broken through every obstacle, you send out a completely new signal. And because the quantum field responds to who you are being, life starts to mirror back new opportunities, new synchronicities, and new pathways that align with this upgraded version of you. This is not wishful thinking. This is not pretending. This is becoming. So how do we do this? How do we move from wishing and hoping to actually embodying? I'm going to give you a process that, if practiced daily, will rewire your brain, shift your energy, and radically transform your life. Every morning before you engage with the world, take time to see and feel the person you want to become. Sit down, close your eyes, and imagine yourself already living that reality. How does this version of you walk? How do they speak? What do they believe? How do they carry themselves? What emotions do they feel every single day? Most importantly, feel it. Because when you feel it, you begin to recondition your body to believe that your future is already happening. And when your body and mind believe it, the quantum field must reflect it back to you. This is the game changer. Once you have connected to that future version of yourself, ask yourself, how would I act today if I were already that person? And then act accordingly. If you were already successful, how would you carry yourself in a meeting? If you were already in perfect health, how would you treat your body? If you were already in the most loving relationship, how would you show up in the world? Most people think they need the external result before they can change. But when you change first, the result follows. Your words create your reality. If you're constantly saying, "I'm not good enough," "this is too hard," or "I don't know how," then you are reinforcing the old identity. Instead, start speaking as your future self. Try saying, "I am confident and capable. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. I trust the process of life. I am already the person I am becoming." And watch how your external world begins to align with these new beliefs. The greatest version of you does not exist in the known. It exists in the unknown. So, if you want to manifest something greater, you have to stop living from your past conditioning and step into a space of possibility. This means saying yes to new experiences. It means taking action before you feel ready. It means trusting that life is working in your favor, even when you can't see how. Every time you stretch beyond your comfort zone, you are signaling to the universe, I am ready to become more. Have you ever desperately wanted something, a relationship, success, health, money, and the harder you tried, the further away it seemed to get? You set your intention, you visualize it, you take action, but still, nothing happens. In fact, sometimes it feels like the more you focus on it, the more elusive it becomes. Why is that? The answer is simple. You are holding on too tightly, and in doing so, you are signaling to the quantum field that you do not trust in the very thing you are trying to create. You see, most people don't realize that in order to truly manifest something, you have to be willing to let it go. You have to surrender. You have to release your grip on how and when it will come. And paradoxically, the moment you let go, when you finally relax into the unknown, when you stop needing it so badly, that's when the universe delivers. Let's break this down scientifically. Now, I want you to understand something very important about your mind and body. Every thought you think produces a biochemical reaction in your brain. That reaction triggers emotions, and those emotions send signals to your body. The problem is, most people live in a constant state of wanting, of lack, of separation, of frustration, because they are too focused on not having what they desire. And this is a huge problem when it comes to manifestation. Because remember, the quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. So if you are trying to manifest love but you feel lonely, if you are trying to manifest money but you feel lack, if you are trying to manifest success but you feel unworthy, then guess what? You are sending out an electromagnetic signature of lack. And because your reality is simply a reflection of your internal state, the universe can only give you more of what you are broadcasting. Now, when you let go, something incredible happens. The moment you release your attachment to your desire, the moment you stop needing it so badly, the moment you say, I trust that it's already done and I no longer need to control how it happens, that's when your brain and body move into a state of coherence. That's when you begin to send out a frequency that matches the reality you want to create. And because the quantum field is always responding to your energy, that's when the manifestation starts to appear. I want you to imagine two people. One person is desperately trying to manifest money. Every day they wake up worried about their finances. They keep checking their bank account. They stress about when the money will come. They constantly question whether they are doing things right. Now, how does that person feel? They feel anxious. They feel uncertain. They feel like they don't have enough. And because their dominant emotion is lack, their energy is actually pushing money away because they are not a vibrational match to abundance. Now, imagine another person who also wants to manifest money. But instead of stressing about it, they wake up every morning feeling abundant. They go through their day as if they already have everything they need. They take inspired action, but they don't force anything. They trust. They know it's coming. This person is no longer waiting for money to feel abundant. They are being abundance now. And because their energy is already aligned with abundance, the universe has no choice but to deliver. Do you see the difference? One person is acting from lack. The other is acting from trust. And trust is the key to manifestation. So, how do you do this? How do you move from attachment to trust? I'm going to give you a simple but powerful process that will help you release control, shift your energy, and manifest faster than ever before. The first step is to stop obsessing over when and how your desire will come. When you constantly check if your manifestation is happening, you are actually reinforcing the belief that it hasn't happened yet, and that belief keeps it from manifesting. So instead, set your intention clearly, but then let it go. Tell yourself, I trust that what I desire is already mine. I don't need to know how or when it will come in the perfect way at the perfect time. And then shift your focus back to the present moment. If you truly believed your manifestation was already on its way, how would you feel? You wouldn't stress about it. You wouldn't keep looking for proof. You would simply relax into the knowing that it's already done. And that's the key, feeling as if it's already here before it actually arrives. So every day, take time to connect with the emotions of your future. Feel gratitude as if it has already happened. Feel joy as if you are already living your dream. Feel abundance as if your success is inevitable, because the moment you embody that energy, you become a vibrational match to your desire. and the universe must reflect it back to you. Most people think manifestation is about getting something, but the truth is it's about becoming someone. Instead of asking, "How can I get what I want?" ask, "Who do I need to become to naturally attract this into my life?" If you want love, become someone who radiates love. If you want abundance, become someone who lives in a state of gratitude and generosity. If you want success, become someone who embodies confidence, discipline, and joy. The more you focus on being, the less you will feel the need to chase anything, because you'll already be living in alignment with it. And when you no longer need it, that's when it comes effortlessly. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they know the exact timeline for their manifestation, but the universe operates on divine timing. That means what you desire will come when you are truly ready for it, not necessarily when your ego wants it. So instead of trying to force things to happen, practice deep trust. Tell yourself, the universe knows exactly when and how to bring this to me. My only job is to stay in alignment, take inspired action, and trust the process. And then, let go. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Are you ready to let go? Are you ready to stop chasing, stop doubting, stop waiting, and instead step into the knowing that what you desire is already on its way? And because 95% of who you are by the time you're 35 years old is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, and beliefs. These thoughts are not just thoughts, they are instructions, commands. They are literally signaling the body and mind to produce the same reality over and over again. Why? Because thoughts are the electrical charge in the quantum field, and feelings are the magnetic charge. Together, they create an electromagnetic signature, a broadcast of energy that the field is constantly responding to. So, if you're thinking the same negative, limited thoughts every single day, feeling the same habitual emotions, fear, doubt, frustration, unworthiness, then you're sending out the same signal. And what happens? You get the same reality. The problem isn't that the universe isn't listening to you. The problem is that you are speaking the wrong language. Understand this, your brain is simply a record of the past. Every experience you've ever had, every trauma, every heartbreak, every failure, it's all stored in there as neurological wiring. And because the brain is designed to anticipate the future based on the past, it means that most people are living their future as a repetition of their history. When they say to themselves, "I want more money," what they're really feeling is lack. When they say, "I want to be healthy," what they're really focused on is sickness. When they say, "I want love," they're unconsciously remembering heartbreak. So their internal dialogue is not aligned with what they truly desire. It is in opposition to it. They are broadcasting the signal of what they don't want rather than embodying the energy of what they do want. And because the quantum field does not respond to what we say we want, but rather who we are being, they keep creating the same circumstances, the same relationships, the same struggles over and over again. So how do we change this? If you want to manifest a new reality, you have to think, feel, and speak from that future reality right now. Your internal dialogue has to match the person you want to become, not the person you have been. Instead of saying, "Why is my life so hard?" you say, "I am always in the right place at the right time. Life is working for me." Instead of saying, "I never have enough money," you say, "Money flows to me in unexpected ways. I am abundant." Instead of saying, "I'm stuck in my career," you say, "I am attracting amazing opportunities. I am thriving." At first, this will feel uncomfortable. The old self, the conditioned self, will resist. The body, which has been programmed by years of past emotions, will try to pull you back into the familiar. But the moment you persist, the moment you speak as your future self long enough, the brain begins to rewire. And here's the secret. Your body does not know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. If you practice speaking to yourself as your future self every single day, with conviction, with feeling, with certainty, you are firing new neural circuits. You are conditioning your body to experience the emotions of that future reality before it happens. And if you can feel abundant, worthy, loved, successful before the evidence shows up, then by the laws of quantum physics, that reality must manifest. Because you are no longer waiting for your circumstances to change before you change how you think and feel. You are changing how you think and feel first, and allowing reality to rearrange itself around you. Most people think manifestation is about sitting in a chair, closing their eyes, and hoping something will happen. But that's not how it works. You don't just wish for a better life, you become the person who already has that better life. You walk, talk, think, feel, and speak as if it's already yours. And the moment your internal dialogue shifts to match your future self, the world around you will begin to shift in ways that seem almost miraculous. Because you're no longer asking the universe to change. You are the change. And when you change, everything around you has no choice but to change with you. The truth is, if you're trying too hard, if you're obsessing over the outcome, if you're constantly looking around to see if it's happening yet, then you are actually pushing it further away. Why? Because you are still operating from a state of lack. Most people think that manifesting is about working harder, thinking about what they want all the time, constantly checking their bank account, their email, their phone, waiting for something to change. But when you do that, you are telling the quantum field one thing: I don't have it yet. And if the field responds to who you are being, then what are you reinforcing? More waiting, more separation, more lack. See, when you are in a state of trying, forcing, controlling, you are still identifying with the old self. The old self is the one who doesn't have it yet. The old self is impatient. The old self is looking at the external world and saying, where is it? Why hasn't it happened yet? But manifestation isn't about wishing for something to come to you. It's about becoming the person who already has it. And what does that person feel like? They feel relaxed. They feel certain. They feel grateful because in their mind, it's already done. The person who already has what they want isn't waking up every morning wondering when it will show up. They are living as if it's already theirs. This is the state of receiving. When you're stressed, anxious, or impatient, your brain is locked in high beta brainwaves, survival mode. This means your focus is narrow, your body is producing stress hormones, and you're hyper-aware of the outer world. You are looking for evidence in your environment to confirm that your manifestation is happening. But the quantum field doesn't work like that. If you are looking for it, you are reaffirming that it is not here yet. And as long as you believe it's not here, you are keeping it in the future. You are creating more separation between you and your desired reality. So what do we do instead? We relax. When you are in a state of relaxation, you move into alpha and theta brain waves. This is where you become suggestible to new possibilities. This is where you are no longer focused on the old self, the old emotions, the old beliefs. This is where you enter the quantum field as pure consciousness, no longer bound by time. And when you are no longer focused on when it will come or how it will come, you become an open vessel to receive. The fastest way to shift into a state of trust, ease, and flow is gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. When you are grateful, you are signaling to the universe, it's already mine. You're not wishing. You're not hoping. You are being. And the moment you feel grateful before the evidence shows up, that's when reality begins to reorganize itself around your new energy. Think about it. If you truly knew your manifestation was guaranteed, wouldn't you relax? Wouldn't you stop worrying? Wouldn't you just enjoy the journey? Here's what most people don't realize. When you try to control how it will happen, you are limiting infinite possibilities down to only what your logical mind can conceive. But the quantum field has access to all possibilities, outcomes you could never predict, opportunities you could never plan for, synchronicities that your limited mind could never orchestrate. Your job is not to figure out how it will come. Your job is to align with it energetically. Your job is to feel it before it arrives. Your job is to embody the emotions of already having it. Your job is to stay open, curious, and grateful, so that when it does show up, you recognize it. And that only happens when you let go and trust the process. The moment when you no longer need something, that's when it finally arrives. This is one of the biggest secrets to manifestation, and yet it's the part most people struggle with the most. At first, this might seem counterintuitive. You might be thinking, but if I really want something, isn't that desire supposed to help me get it? The answer is yes and no. There's a huge difference between having a clear intention and being emotionally attached to the outcome. When you need something too much, whether it's money, love, success, or health, you are operating from the energy of lack. You are sending out the signal, I don't have this yet. I am incomplete without it. I will only be happy when it arrives. And because the quantum field responds to who you are being, what do you attract more of? More need, more lack, more waiting. Needing something too much is like trying to grasp water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. Now let's break this down scientifically. When you need something, your brain shifts into survival mode. This means you are producing stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. These chemicals put your body into a state of fight or flight, which is fantastic if you're running from a predator but terrible for manifesting. Why? Because when you are in survival mode, you are hyper-focused on the external world. You are constantly looking for signs. You are checking your bank account every day. You are scanning the environment for evidence that it's working. And every time you don't see the results, you reinforce the belief that it's not happening. This creates a cycle. You feel lack. You overfocus on the external world. You don't see what you want. That reinforces more lack. The cycle repeats. This is why letting go is so powerful. Because the moment you stop looking, the moment you stop needing, your brain and body shift out of survival mode. Your brain waves slow down, you relax into a state of trust, and suddenly you become open to infinite possibilities. This is when synchronicities start happening. This is when unexpected opportunities show up. This is when things effortlessly fall into place. Because you're no longer chasing, you're attracting. So the question is, how do you actually let go of the need for something while still desiring it? Here's the key. You embody the feeling of already having it before it arrives. This means you stop looking at your external world for proof, and instead you start living as if it's already yours. If you're manifesting love, you don't spend every day wondering, when will I meet my soulmate? Instead, you wake up already feeling love. You radiate joy. You cultivate deep appreciation for yourself. You become the person who is already in love before they even show up. If you're manifesting money, you don't check your bank account in desperation. Instead, you walk through life with the energy of abundance. You feel wealthy before the money arrives. You trust that opportunities are coming, and you act as if you're already financially secure. Because the moment you become the version of yourself who already has it, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Here's the paradox in action. Think about a time in your life when you were desperately trying to make something happen, but the harder you tried, the further away it seemed. Maybe it was a relationship, a job, or an opportunity. And then at some point, you gave up. You stopped caring so much. You moved on. And suddenly, boom, it showed up out of nowhere. This isn't a coincidence. This is the quantum field responding to your shift in energy. The moment you stopped needing, you entered a state of allowing. You opened up the space for it to arrive. It's like losing something at home. You search everywhere in frustration, turning the whole place upside down, and you can't find it. But the moment you stop looking and relax, suddenly it appears in the most obvious place. Why? Because when you stop forcing, your perception expands. You shift from tunnel vision, survival mode, into an open state of awareness. You move from contraction into expansion. And in that state, you become available to receive. The final key is trust. You have to trust that the universe is always working for you. You have to trust that what you desire is already on its way. You have to trust that you are worthy of it, even before you see it. This is where most people get stuck. They think, I'll believe it when I see it. But the quantum field doesn't work that way. You don't wait to see it to believe it. You believe it first, and then you see it. That's the test. That's the leap of faith. That's what separates those who manifest effortlessly from those who struggle. Because the moment you release the need for something to happen, when you relax, enjoy the present moment, and trust in the unfolding of your life, that's when it comes, every single time. So, my question to you is this: are you willing to let go? Are you willing to trust that it's already happening behind the scenes? Are you willing to become the version of yourself who already has it right now? Because the moment you do, the universe will respond. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop needing, the moment you step into the energy of already having, it comes. This is the paradox of manifestation. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So the question is, who are you being? Are you living in lack, waiting for something outside of you to complete you? Or are you embodying the energy of the person who already has it, feeling abundant, feeling worthy, feeling whole before it arrives? Because the moment you let go, the moment you surrender, the moment you trust, the universe delivers. Now, if this message resonated with you, if something inside you just clicked, then this is your sign. Relax, trust, enjoy the journey. It's already happening.
Dr. Joe Dispenza is a chiropractor, researcher, and best-selling author who shows us how to harness the power of our mind to transform our lives. He blends science and spirituality, drawing on neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum physics to help people break free from limiting beliefs and create lasting change through meditation and mental reprogramming.